Hi, my name is Joddy Bolony. I'm the lead pharmacist here at PNG St. John Ambulance. What I do here is basically take care of the stock, as in order the stock and then stock issuing to our ambulance officers and other departments here in St. John as well. But most basically would be the medicines and medical consumables and medical equipment. How long have I worked for St. John? I started here January 2021, so this would be my third year now. What have I learned from St. John's? There's a lot that I have learned. I came to St. John not expecting to do the work that I'm currently doing, because the previous jobs I had were basically in the retail and in wholesale pharmacies, so mostly business. And when I came to St. John, it was totally different, because it was not too much of business and all that. It was mainly to do with procuring and all that. One of the things I really appreciated when I came here was I actually got to have hands-on with the medical equipment. So from the previous job I had working in the retail and wholesale, I sold things that were in packages and people bought and went and used. But in St. John, I actually got to tear open them. I had to first of all understand what they are used for before I started issuing to officers. So that is, and then the equipment, there are basically a lot of equipments, ambulance equipment, or equipment I should say, that are used in pre-hospital care. And being the pharmacist, the person responsible for equipment and all that, I also had to understand those equipments. I still don't understand some, but this most of them we actually had to have hands-on. So if something is damaged, with the boys, we pull them apart, we try to identify what's damaged and then work towards fixing it or sending it out for servicing, things like that. But I learned so much of that from St. John, and not to mention also the procuring. So I basically work with procurement as well with the finance team, and there's a lot that I have learned from the finance division as well. And yeah, receiving stock, ordering stock, following up. There are a lot of hold-ups along the way, especially when you're ordering from overseas. But I have learned how to work through all this with the team here at St. John. What are some challenges I faced here in this job? One of the challenges I faced was being in the retail pharmacy, I should say. I was used to dispensing, so I was usually there when patients walking, I dispense. When I came to St. John, it was totally different. I had no direct interaction with patients or with customers, with clients. There was no dispensing. There still is no dispensing, because we don't dispense to the public. We have our officers who are there who dispense. So what we do here is basically ensure that the stock is available for our clinicians who administer at the end. So I haven't done any prescriptions in a long time. That is one of the challenges, I should say. Not that I really miss it, but it's good to step out of something out from the norm. Another thing would be the procurement of items. So I was used to selling, or to being the one at the end who offers products to people. So I wasn't too concerned about the ordering of products, how products end up in the warehouse, and then all I was bothered about was having to follow up with the procurement with whatever stock we can procure locally and then work through. So the main challenge as well with all these procurement issues is to ensure that we have enough stock, or stock always available for our clinicians and our ambulance team. What is something non-pharmaceutical or not directly related to my job that I learned while here at PNG St. John? Basically, the first thing I learned, I should say, was the first aid training. So I was here for 3 weeks. At the end of the third week, it was Friday, I had a call, and I cannot recall, I think it was my boss who called me and said, you have to be prepared on Sunday, because on Sunday we're arranging a pickup, you're going away for a training, a 3 weeks training. And that was Friday, and I had to leave on Sunday, and I would spend a whole week away. I wasn't ready. But yeah, they sent me for the first aid training, and To be honest, it's not something I learned in even while in school. Through the 5 years of studying pharmacy, it's not something I learned. Basic first aid like the resuscitation, and then things like snake bite, wound dressing, all those things I learned here. So before I actually came to practice, I went and learned those things. And then when I came back from the training, the feedback that I gave my bosses was I appreciated the training, because like I shared earlier, I usually just dispense things or sell things. I don't actually, especially for equipment stuff, I don't know how they're actually used. So at the training, I got to actually have hands-on to learn how things are done, and things like resuscitation, I learned all those here. So that's something I will be forever grateful for, that I learned here.